Nothing you have been through is wasted. Every experience, every circumstance, every scene offers a lesson and the blessing. Nothing you have been through is ever wasted. It all serves a purpose, if nothing more than to learn from our challenges and rejoice in our successes. Nothing you've been through is wasted. It's all come to teach us. Nice to unmute. Welcome to The Next Normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Hope you're doing well. It's good to be back on air and just exploring some really deep topics. Today's about from doubt into confidence or divine confidence. There are different levels of it. But I just want to throw a question out to you. Have you ever felt insecure being in a particular gathering of people? One. Have you ever felt insecure after you've been given an assignment or a project from your boss? You don't think you can do it. You don't know how to do it. 2. And the third thing is, if you've ever felt insecure just one-on-one with a person, and you're like, I'm so scared. What am I going to say? What am I going to do? Oh, they're going to do this. Oh, they're going to say this. Oh, am I going to mess up? Am I going to say the wrong things? You know, this point in your life where you second-guess yourself all the time. You keep questioning your capacity, your potential, because you're not focusing much on all the things that you've accomplished in life, all the good things that you've done. They could be very small achievements, like washing the dishes and stacking them away when you were dirt tired. That's a building up of confidence, right? Because when you look back at the kitchen and it looks clean and clean as a whistle, you feel good because you did it, because you didn't have the energy, but you did it. Got it? Got the connection? Very simple. Maybe you're running late to work and you hopped out of bed, you jumped in the shower, you got ready, and you didn't think about spreading the bed, which takes maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, maximum 20 seconds to spread your bed, as long as you don't have a king-size massive bed. But it takes you maybe 25 seconds, 30 seconds max. And once you get out the bed, you freshen up your sheets, you poof, you're done. You look back at the bed and you're confident, I did it. I'm running late, I'm dirt tired, I did it. Versus every day going back to a bed that is just not kept. It's not been spread. You start to create the feeling, I just don't have it. I don't have time. I don't have the energy. Just forget it. It doesn't add to your confidence building. It actually is a subtle mechanism to making you not believe in yourself. Because there's subtle thoughts that you keep serving in your mind in important ways. A freshly spread bed is important to you. That when you come back home after a long day, that bed says, here, I'm welcome, I'm here to nurture you, versus you're not going to sleep well anyway because you're a mess. You're not taking care of me anyway, you're a mess. It's subtle. Just take a look at it. My office desk, just this morning, I was telling the sister, why does my office desk have so much on it all the time? Whether it's audio recording machines, whether it's the laptop, whether it's constantly a stack of bills coming in that have to be paid, and little increments of things that I have to do. And I was telling her today, I just want it clear. Just whatever I need should be on my table. And most of the things are not really about me. It's things that I'm holding for other people. It's fascinating, right? So somewhere, somehow, that habit, that behavior is subtly signaling to me that either I can't seem to clear everything off so I have time for me, subtly. And just recently I've been thinking a lot that I'm not taking as much time and attention on myself, the kind that I should take for me. Just subtly, I get this thought. And that thought in my head also connects to other thoughts. Let's say opportunities come banging on my door. Let's say finally we get a distributor for our One Love television show that we filmed in Vancouver. Let's say that somebody says, I want to get America Meditating radio show up and running again. Let's say somebody watches The Next Normal, says, Sister Jenna, I want to put you on prime time so that this show can be offered everywhere else. Will I have an iota of a thought in my mind, I can't handle anymore? Look at my desk, look at my mind. Then comes this doubt. And the only reason why it's happening is that I'm not taking care of myself. I love the word confidence. Confide in oneself. Confide and confide. What is the conversation that you are having to yourself? It's similar to our talk that we had, fear over faith, remember? That if you speak to yourself in the tone of faith and positivity and inspiration, your faith will always secure your future. But if there's fear and you talk of only the worst possible scenario that can happen to you, then of course you might bring that to your attention. But the faith factor is different, right? The same thing with confidence. In the Brahma Kumaris, when it first started in 1930s, at the time there was no India, it was still Pakistan. Then after the revolution, then Pakistan divided into two, and part became India and the other part stayed Pakistan. I still can't understand why these two brothers are fighting. It's not about Muslims or Hindus, it's about vices. It's about algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. If you ever bump into conversations about the Hindus and the Muslims in Pakistan and India, could you please introduce the problem really is vices? Don't blame Nehru, don't blame Gandhi. Let's get to the root of the problem here. Don't blame the British. It's the vice inside of the soul. And if we can attack that, then there'll be peace between India and Pakistan, I believe. Anyway, in the 30s, Brahma Baba had a series of experiences of visions of the future. And he saw the world collapsing. He saw that due to vices, due to algae, we would destroy each other. And then he got a feeling of God's light, which was of love and peace and purity. It clicked somewhere, it touched his intellect, it went deep into his subconscious, and something opened up for him. And all of a sudden, he saw a world that was Satyugi, that was Golden Age. Even in Hindu mythology, they talk about Kali Yuga, the Iron Age. And now it is that Iron Age period that we're in. But that will also come to an end. And then there will be a Golden Age. Not a Golden Age where billionaires are rich and getting richer, but a Golden Age where people's character have royalty, virtues, peace, purity, love, charity, generosity of spirit. And so that's the Golden Age that we're talking about, the kind that you can trust the people in this space. Everyone carries their self-esteem. Nobody has an agenda to hurt anyone with wrong motives or feelings. So when it started in the 30s, there were these young sisters that just felt this incredible awakening through Brahma Baba's eyes. And they had no idea about what the world looked like, what money looked like, what it meant to go out and serve humanity to make the world into a better place. They were just lost in love of what they felt from the presence of Brahma Baba, but also how Brahma Baba kept showing them the light. And I don't know if Santosh can put the light here in the picture frame. But he kept teaching these young women about the supreme light, the supreme soul, this energy of divinity that exists for all souls. These young girls had no idea of what America looked like, Russia, London, Africa, Australia. They just knew of God's light and God's love that Brahma Baba showed them how to connect to. And that's what they did. When Brahma Baba passed away on January 18th, 1969, everyone expected these young boys and girls who had become young men and young women, that the whole Brahma Kumaris would fall apart and that there'd be no more Brahma Kumaris. But to everyone's surprise, these young girls and boys became so confident because they believed in what they had learned, that they were immortal, eternal, imperishable souls, and that the vices would destroy civilization, but that virtues would allow the civilization to continue. And so through that confidence, they removed their fear, their doubts about their own lives and the future. And what I'd like to do is to just show you a video footage that is mostly focused on the strength of the eyes of these women who built such a level of confidence in them that they became pillars to serve millions and millions and millions of lives, mine included, that made me develop the confidence that I have the capacity to change myself. And in changing my own personality into something divine and powerful, the world is going to change. Because wherever I go with that attitude, it will impress the world. So take just a minute or two with me here. I'm going to see if Santosh can put on the video. And I just want you to just be in that silent space and imagine for yourself what these souls did to develop their confidence of love for God and service for humanity as a result of this love for God. That's Daddy Janki. She headed the Brahma Kumaris outside of Europe for decades. 4 feet 11 inches, uneducated, and became a pillar for the Brahma Kumaris. She was such a stick of dynamite, I tell you. She could see right through you. If it wasn't for Daddy Janki, there wouldn't be a Sister Jenna today. She looked into my soul and she saw my future. Daddy Ratan Mohini celebrated her 101 birthday yesterday. She's aged, physically strong. Her mind is softening. She's going into her silent space. Daddy Manohar was one of the sisters where her father wouldn't allow her to come out of the house to go and meditate with Brahma Baba. But eventually she prevailed. Daddy Goza, look at those eyes. You don't even know who you are when you look into them. When you went in front of Daddy Goza, you became silent. Whatever were your questions or your doubts, she removed them. Daddy Prakashmani brought everyone together. She inspired everybody. She was the one that played with you, loved you, and kept you believing in a higher sense of self. Sister Genti, what an angel. Internationally involved with maneuvering the 9,000 branches around the world, and now the additional administrative head. You won't find somebody more sweet and powerful as her. And so I'm just inviting you to just sink into their eyes. Young women who had no idea of their self-mastery or courage to help humanity. They were just innocent women in their families. But they kept talking to themselves. They were confiding in themselves that they were eternal souls, beings of light, immortal, eternal, imperishable, on a journey throughout time. Thanks, Santosh. Interesting mentors. I wished all of you could understand about the journey of the Brahma Kumaris. It's been through so much. There's something about when Brahma Baba really saw deep inside the strength of a woman. And I'm not advocating women empowerment here, but Just imagine in the 30s onwards, he kept looking at these innocent women, but he could see their potential and their strength. Women who didn't have the confidence to drive, to speak to people of different cultures and race and economic background, intellectual backgrounds, to young women and men who just knew only Pakistan or just India, let alone even the different states in India. But they confided in themselves and they connected their awareness, their inner being, to God's love and God's light. He taught them how to connect to God's power so that nothing could ever make you second doubt or second question. What's the word? Second question. Doubt yourself. Doubt empties your bucket. Confidence fills your bucket. It's a fact. All right, so maybe we can, what should we do? Go to awakened intelligence perhaps? And let's take a look at what they would say about transforming doubt into divine confidence. Let's take a look. Transforming doubt into divine confidence is really about shifting from fear to faith, like our conversation. From the noise of the world to the stillness of your soul. Acknowledge the doubt inside of you without judgment. Instead of resisting it or feeling guilty, observe your doubt with compassion. Say to yourself, I see you, doubt. You're trying to protect me, but I want to choose something higher. Isn't that great? That's a nice one, huh? Number 2, essential to deepen your connection to the divine, to really build your self-confidence. Divine confidence is rooted in something greater than your ego. That's why it is essential to make time for silence, prayer, meditation, or even being in nature, whatever helps you to feel connected to Source, to God, to the universe. In that space, you're reminded that you're never alone. 3, replace limiting thoughts with empowering thoughts. Write down your doubts, it becomes clear. Then counter each one with a spiritual truth. You know, Santosh, I have to tell you, these were things we taught people and showed them before AI came about, huh? So it's so interesting how everyone is, even this contraption of the algorithms are picking these samples and steps we would teach souls. So you might have a thought of doubt that says, I'm not good enough. And truth will tell you, I'm a divine being. My worth is intrinsic, and I'm guided and equipped. So you repeat these to yourselves every day. Lovely, huh? Take aligned action, even small faith-filled steps, like I gave you the example of just washing the dishes or something like that, spreading your bed. Divine confidence grows through doing, not just thinking. Trust your intuition, but act on it. And as you move forward, confidence begins to replace uncertainty. 5, surround yourself with soulful energy. Spend time with people, readings, music, spaces that lift up your spirit. I tell you, the most important thing is to be inspired, and to be around inspiring people just makes your journey so much easier. So the energy around you will reinforce the energy within you. Let go and trust what I live by. Control is the child of doubt. Surrender is the gateway to divine confidence. When you truly believe that the universe has your back, you will stop second guessing. That's what I was trying to remember, that word. And you will start flowing. Wonderful, huh? Great points. Let's take a moment and sit in a little meditation. Just really receiving these thoughts and ideas in you now. Just take a breath. just incredible that everything you're learning on the next normal is about building your confidence, your value, your inner powers, your wisdom, your future. Everything that you're learning is to remove you from wasting time in self-doubt and to inspire you to recognize your potential and your capacity. Visualize yourself taking on big assignments and believing you have what it takes. Visualize yourself being intentional in recognizing that small acts eventually grow into big developments of beautiful things. Simple actions of intention and care and mindfulness eventually lead to major breakthroughs and major beautiful developments. The most important thing, you must trust your destiny and believe that you have what it takes and that each step of the way you will keep growing and learning more. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. How's everyone feeling? I trust well. It's a nice topic, right? It's an important topic. Because constantly something will come in your way that will test you. You don't think you're capable enough. But once you do it, you find that you will grow in ways beyond your measure. Beyond your measure. Are you ready for a little Sister Gita effect? Let's enjoy our Sister Gita now.
The title on this is Spiritual Progress. There is benefit for you in every situation that happens, if that is, you know how to look for it. The idea behind steady spiritual progress is to see every circumstance and situation, particularly those that challenge you, as a tailor-made lesson in your personal plan for self-development. For example, in a situation where hurtful or angry words were exchanged, why not see it as a chance either to perceive things about your own character which need changing, or to rehearse some virtue or quality that you need to put into practice more often? Actually, we should be grateful for the opportunity to evaluate ourselves. I like that. Sister Jenna says that all the time. Oh, this gives me a chance to evaluate what's inside of me tucking away, and she addresses it very happily. So actually, we should be grateful for the opportunity to evaluate ourselves. In this way, you can transform anything into a constructive lesson. Never think that you've learned enough and now you can stop. Well, here we are, the stop to spiritual progress. Never think that you've learned enough and now you can stop. You should love it when people try to correct you or to give you advice. You should love it when people try to correct you or give you advice. It keeps you alert and gives you plenty of opportunity to put your truth into practice. It's a sign of great danger to be unable to accept criticism and instead use your understanding to criticize others. Realize deeply the significance of every moment, and your spiritual progress will be assured. This was entitled Spiritual Progress. Are you ready for it? I'll hand this over back to Sister Jenna. Have a grand day.
Can't wait for her book to come out. I'm looking forward to that. Her whole story will be about connecting to the divine. So a big shout out to the family. Prem Lata, Om Shanti. Ava, Deborah, thank you for those beautiful comments. Deep loving eyes, huh? Eyes like Yogananda. She reminded me of my Nana. It's interesting how their vibration, these are women who knew nothing, who were afraid of everything, and they became powerhouses. Savita, Om Shanti, this life was pure magic. I needed this reminder of my true self more than I realized. Don't we all? Anand, I'm going to carry this confidence with me today and every day. Thanks for the boost. Kamal, this was such a transformative experience. I can feel the shift in my energy. Very nice. Aditi Rajput, the way you explain the power of self-love is so comforting. I'm starting to believe in myself again. Yay, Aditi. Keep going, Aditi Rajput. Pooja, just when I was questioning myself, this video came into my life. Thank you for the divine timing. Kamal, this live was a beautiful reminder that we are all worthy of love and success, feeling so empowered. Shobha, Om Shanti, Neha, Mushkan, Tarachand, Lilawati, Mukesh, everybody, morning, and Annette, Indu, Papu, Dinesh, Travel Kwa, Suman Devi, Darlene, Rashmi, my buddy. So thank you all so much for joining in today on The Next Normal. I hope that it was very useful and helpful for you. Take care of yourselves, please. No one's going to come to your rescue if they see that you're not helping yourself out. It's very draining. So if you just take some time, follow what I'm telling you, please, you'll find that you will be so empowered and other people you can help along the way. Take care. All the best. Lots of love. Om Shanti. Bye.